Hello, beautiful people. I am back. I can't believe it's been so long since I have been consistently here on YouTube, and I was like, you know what, it's time to clock in. But this time I really wanted to bring a new series for the whole month of August. Dear Black Girl, if you have seen any of the videos that I post across my other channels, Dear Black Girl is normally a motivational or appreciation post towards Black women that I write these quotes or beautiful things and then I share them in the videos. Dear Black Girl, to every single time you leave your house, know that you are beautiful, know that you are elegant, know that you deserve to be into any room. I want you to walk into these places full of yourself because you, dear Black girl, you are really it. You are just beautiful, amazing, and you are worth the hype. You are all of it. And I hope you remind yourself every single day. And I thought it would be amazing to make this a series here on YouTube where I'll just talk overall things that Black women should invest when it comes to their life. So, and we will be here, yeah. Life has its ways to make you question yourself, your life, with every single little event that will happen. You know, it's just life. It's just difficulties will come your way, so you have to come up with strategies to keep showing up for yourself. So with that, I wanted to ask you, how do you really show up for yourself? What do you think is showing up for yourself? It is very important to define how we show up for ourselves, because that is one of the main ways that we can use to prove to ourselves that we are committed. The human mind, we often need to remind ourselves that we can do hard things, that we are worthy of all the sacrifices that we do, but not in a harsh way. For example, the way that I show up for myself is by moving my body often. Throughout the week, I really try to exercise 5 to 4 times a week because that's just how I show up for myself. Every morning that I get up out of bed earlier, before I had to work, before I start with my work day, it is not easy because sometimes I really want to keep sleeping, but then I have to remind to myself, this is how I show up for myself, by moving my body, because I know the benefits of it, and I know that even though my energy will be on 0 before I start, I know it will be on 100 by the time I'm done with my workout. Sometimes it really sounds like the most simple thing, but the benefits of it are huge, because every single time that you show up for yourself, every single time that you do something, even when you are uncomfortable, you are proving to yourself that you can do it. And even though it's a very small commitment, it's just waking up a little bit earlier before you go to work, when it comes to committing to bigger goals, now your mind and your body is most likely to go for it, because you have proven to yourself many times over and over and over. So the showing up for yourself at the end of the day, it's really about that. It's really about training yourself to understand that you are worth it of giving the try, that you will do it and you feel much better later. So try to question yourself, how do I show up for myself? And I think that it is very important to keep it real to yourself. Your routine can define how you move on with your day, how you start with your day, the way you think, and so many other things. It can take you up to more than 60 days to get used to a new routine. And there is a reason. It's because you really have to be consistent with it. You really have to commit. Again, you have to show up for yourself in a way when it comes to your rituals. I definitely would say that rituals are one of the best ways to get myself situated and to come back to my senses, even after a very crazy busy day. For example, When it comes to my routine, there are just certain things that I know I cannot skip because these are the things that always bring me to my senses, to my little joys, and just kind of like a mindset shift. And you really have to recognize what are the things in your routine that help you do that. And if you don't have anything in your routine that help you just come back to your senses, to your purpose, then you need to figure out something new. For me, for example, is journaling. I feel like journaling before I go to bed and reading are just things that really do help me to get out of my mind. In a sense of throughout the whole day, 1,000 things happen. Scrolling on social media, I see 1,000 news and I need to disconnect from that before I go to bed. Otherwise, my brain is just plugged in. So one of the ways that works for me is simply by allowing my last 1 to 2 hours before I go to bed to only do things that are not related to my phone. Journaling and reading in those last 1 hour and a half to 2 hours before I go to bed are just things that are part of my rituals, and they work, and I feel much better when I do it consistently. Because of course I had seasons where I was not doing it and I was going crazy. I was going crazy because I was sleeping with a lot of anxiety because my brain was just plugged to all of my problems throughout the day, all of the things that I had to work on. So I had to figure out a way to unplug my mind from all the busyness throughout the day, at least to give me some peace of mind before I go to bed. That's number one. Number two, I do not touch my phone when I wake up. Yeah, I don't touch my phone when I wake up. The moment I wake up, like for the first 1 hour of the day, when I'm like getting ready, eating, like doing all of those little things before I start my day, I will grab my computer and I will play some jazz or a podcast. Sometimes I've been a fan of podcasts because I get to just like learn so many amazing things. And while I am playing the podcast, I'm already in the kitchen. Before I go to bed, I always leave my kettle with some water so that I just click as soon I am out of bed, and that way it's like it takes like 1 to 2 minutes for the water to get ready. While the water is getting ready, I always take an aloe vera water shot on an empty stomach in the morning. I do a little quick shot. It just helps me with overall gut health, my skin. I have seen amazing results from it. So the moment I'm done with that, my tea is almost ready. I grab a cup of tea, head to the bathroom, and I just enjoy the moment to get ready with either jazz or podcast. And the reason why this is probably one of the best things I ever done is because I used to grab my phone as the first thing, like in the morning when I open my eyes, and within 2 to 5 scrolls, my brain was already full of things to think about. And a lot of these things didn't even really matter to me, but they were given to me as a worry on social media. And I would just start my day already thinking of this like 1,000 things, and then by the time I open my emails, I'm already overwhelmed. I'm already like, oh my gosh, there's so much to get done today. I'm already thinking that I don't have time for that, and that just makes my day be stressful from the beginning. I'm already even doing the math in my mind, thinking that I don't have enough time while I do have time. I'm just overthinking and already projecting that this is going to be a stressful day. And when you say that to yourself, it will indeed be a stressful day. So I have to notice these little things and change my rituals, my morning ritual and my night ritual. And it technically just comes down to your night and morning routine. But the things that you know that change your energy and mindset in the morning and just overall throughout your day. And you have to really be honest. I used to see these things and I used to be like, oh, but this is just another thing to do. But trust me, they will make a difference in your routine. Allow your first 20 minutes. If you only have 20 minutes, allow your first 20 minutes in the morning to be a moment of just a blank sheet. That's why I love the podcasts that sometimes I listen to. Sometimes it's just podcasts that I will go ahead and repeat because they are podcasts that give me so much motivation and joy, and I'll just listen to them and start my day in a positive or just overall good mindset. By the time, yeah, that was my phone. So this is probably one of my favorite parts of my morning rituals, that it is something that it works so much for me. I have this list of, I think probably 10 or 9 daily affirmations in my bathroom. It's just right next to the mirror. And these are affirmations that I repeat to myself every single day in the morning. And the reason why I put it specifically in the bathroom is because I need to take a shower. I need to brush my teeth in the morning. I need to do my skincare. So there's not an excuse like I don't have time. It's just right there. You are so exposed to it that you ended up reading. And I really believe that the things that you tell yourself, you start believing in it and you make them happen. And I really believe that that is the power of daily affirmations. It's not that you don't know that you love yourself, but you are just reaffirming and reassuring to yourself these things that you already are. But with life happening so quick, things happen and you often get in a spot of doubt. So these daily affirmations just really helped me to come out of the spot of doubt. And for example, some of the things that I have in this list of daily affirmation are: I'm loved by God, I'm healthy, everything that I set my mind to I can achieve, you know. So just little things and little notes like that to remind me of the little things that I need to reassure myself every single day and every single morning. And of course, that daily affirmations work differently for everyone. I like to redo my daily affirmation list every year and I stick it into the wall, and sometimes you just need a little reminder of the things that you already know you are. So why not say these things to yourself? I'm going to start by defining what is self-care. Self-care refers to anything that you do to keep yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, and spiritually healthy. The main reason why I really wanted to come here and define that is because I feel like social media has broken the meaning of self-care. Putting out there has a beauty product that you need, has a specific service that you need, and I don't really think is that. I think self-care is truly learning how to take care of yourself in whatever way that means to you. And this self-care way that you choose is actually going to directly or indirectly help you to feel better with yourself inwards. While there are services out there that do make us have a sense of grounding and feeling better with ourselves, like, you know, getting a massage, going to the spa, getting your nails done, like, yes, these are amazing ways of self-care that has women. It does makes us feel better and I cannot deny it. But when I talk about self-care, I am talking about how do you take care of yourself. You know what, I forgot that I was doing my makeup. I love to talk, so let me keep talking. I think sometimes we forget that yes, these services are available for us, but we can also add to our routine some self-care practices that will help us feel more grounded within our routine every single day. So my question to you is, what does self-care mean to you? How do you think you have incorporated any way of self-care within your routine? And how does that work for you? And how does that really help you? Because I think for women, especially Black women, we need to come up with a way of taking care of ourselves that doesn't always cost money, you know? Sometimes is having a little day for yourself at the house, make a good meal, watch a movie. Allowing yourself to relax is a form of self-care. Allowing yourself to take some time alone and to accept that you don't always need to be with your friends, even when your energy and your mind is not there, but you feel forced to. This is a form of self-care. Resting without feeling guilty, that's a form of self-care. So I want you to just acknowledge that self-care is not only the things that you have to pay with your money in order to have. Self-care is literally anything that you do to prioritize your own mental health, physical, in any form. And when you define what is it that is that kind of self-care that you often provide to yourself, make sure you keep it in your routine. You should have something within your routine that is a form of self-care to you, because when you add these little things into your routine, it helps you to feel grounded. It helps you to come back to yourself more and more. Maybe every Sunday, you treat yourself. Grab some flowers from Trader Joe's, come home, make a cup of tea, sit down, watch a movie. That is self-care. You are giving back to yourself. I think that's how we should start defining self-care. The moment where you are giving back to yourself, where you are putting back everything, all the energy, all the love that you give to others. Because if you often put it out, who will put it back? So that's really what self-care means to me. It's like just a moment of grounding and reconnecting to myself, and you get to define what does self-care mean to you. And to you, dear Black girl, the only reason why I love coming here and sharing these reminders and these things that really help me in my routine to just feel more like myself, to just feel more motivated, it's because you are worth giving a try. You are worth going after the things that your heart desire. And the reality is that the world that we live in does not give us these reminders. They do not fit us in the little reminders. So you have to create a routine to remind to yourself and to reassure yourself that you deserve walking into any room that you want. Into any room that you want. You just must understand your light. That you have to be confident in the skin of yours and walk into any room that you desire. Because dear Black girl, it is really about that. There is nothing more beautiful than a Black woman with confidence. Because it doesn't really matter what the world will tell you, but when you understand who you are and the light that you carry, you will step everywhere differently. Not being mean, not being rude, but simply because you know the light that you have and how your heart is beautiful and how you deserve a chance to everything that you do. Not only a chance, but that you can do it. Some words of mine.